Ujin yujin noob jamsam Bemage sardong bola Yatsen shogin nudrubnye Bemajung ne jesudrak Gordu kandro magpolkor Keki jesudak drumi Jinji lepchishek suso Guru pema sidium Orjin yojin noob jamsam Pemage sardong pola Yatsen shogin noob drunye Pemajung ne jesudrak Kodu kandro magpoko Keki jesudak drumi Jinji lapchishek susol Guru masidi Orjin yojin noob jamsam Pemage sardong pola Yatsen shogin nudrunye Pemajung ne jesudrak Kodu kandro magpoko Keki jesudak drumi Jinji lapchishek suso Guru pema sidium Om Ahum Benzar 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 Guru Pema sidium Om Ahum Om Ahum Om Ahum Om Ahum Om Ahum Om Ahum Om Om happy Sunday. And what a beautiful morning it is. Nice and clear. The temperature's just right. The sun's just right. I don't even think there's a tiny bit of breeze. It's just doing its thing. Oh, there's a breeze. I see some trees moving. Hi, trees. Yes, it's true. I've turned into a bit of a tree hugger and nature lover. It's good. It's all connected, so it's all good. It's all good. So how was your week? Everybody good? Craziness is the new norm, so something that happened this week in the news. I'm not going to mention it, but some friends were commenting that on Facebook that no one seemed to be reacting to it. And I think because crazy has become the new daily norm. So welcome to Crazy Town, where everything is just a little bit strange. But I digress. So, it's important as we sit down to check in. Check in with yourself. Check in. And what I mean by that is kind of do that body scan. Scan the self and see, what's going on. Do you have physical discomfort? That's a good place to start with your physical presence, is just to kind of check in and see what's going on. Are you tired? Is there pain, discomfort, neutral? Feel good? Congratulations if you do. Oh, I'm a little bit tight. So just checking in with that. Checking with your mental state. Where are you at today? Do you feel like your mind won't stop? It's racing. It's doing its thing. You're tired. You're active. Do you feel emotional? These are all important things to check in with. Just understand your own state of being. Each of us is going to have a little bit different. So you got to check in with your own, and it's a good place to start your presencing practice, because that's really what we want to do in natural awareness and natural awakening, is really checking in with our own experience. All of this stuff is kind of lined up for us, and we don't always like it. So that's a good place to start, rather than just being stuck in sort of a reactive state. So check in. And as we begin to practice, you can practice on supporting whatever's going on. If you feel emotional, be attentive. Hold yourself in a way that you would hold a dear friend or a child or a beloved pet. Hold yourself in that way and in that regard and with that honor. So if you're physically having issues, support yourself. Sit in a way that is comfortable for you. We prefer, for meditation practice, that you're upright, but I understand if you need to make adjustments. We want to make sure that we can breathe fully. That helps us. Taking that full, deep breath down into your lower belly really helps to calm the body, oxygenate the body, so it can repair itself, it can support itself. So do that with your presence, your attentive awareness. So we're going to begin this morning's service by ringing the bell 3 times. marking the beginning of our practice of awareness, putting our attention here and now where it's needed and felt in a myriad of ways. I always begin with the path-clearing and wish-fulfilling prayer to Padmasambhava, followed by our refuge prayer, once in Tibetan and then 3 times in English. So you can join in. Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche Nungdrup Kundak Dewa Chen Bojam Barche Kunsel Dudu Drakpotsel Solwan Depso Jinji Lap Tu Sol Chinang Sangwei Barche Jiwadang Sampalunji Drupal Jinji Lo. Precious guide, one with all the Buddhas of the 3 times, blissful presence and source of all spiritual accomplishments, fierce destroyer of illusion who dispels every obstruction, we pray to you for blessing, inspiration, and realization. Please remove all outer, inner, and secret obstacles, and spontaneously fulfill our aspirations. Sangye chodang tsoki choknam la Jangchu bardu dakni kapsuchi Dakji jinsoki pe sonamki Drolal pinshir sangye drupar shok. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. The great Yogi Milarepa sang, "My body is the holy mandala itself, wherein resides the Buddhas of all times. With their blessings I'm freed from all needs and attachments. By day and night I offer them up. Happy am I to do without material things, knowing that all beings in the 6 realms of samsara are inherently Buddhas, and all the three worlds, the self-creating, measureless Trikaya Palace. Whatever I do is the play of the Dharmadhatu, ultimate reality. Whoever I'm with is the Yidam deity. Wherever I stay is the Buddha's abode. Happy am I to forego outer supports, rituals, and symbols. Amazing, wondrous. Imaho is the word we use in Tibetan. Imaho, wondrous, joyous. We have everything we need already within us. We have access to everything that we need. So imaho to us. Feel happy in that. So, if this is your first time with us, welcome. Don't be scared. We're going to do a little chanting, which helps us bring our attention into what we're doing right here in this moment, this very important moment. This is the moment where everything's happening. The past isn't happening now. The future is not happening now. Now is happening now. So when we focus our attention, we harness of the necessary, all the necessary attention and power that we need to be enlightened and embodied in that enlightenment. So we'll chant a little bit, focusing on the sound and vibration, giving and receiving of that sound and vibration as the breath comes and goes to help create that sound and vibration. So we'll bring that into this moment and then drop our energy, drop our attention right here where we can watch it, and be a part of it. Watch our reactions as those arise during our meditation practice. So we'll do stillness. I'll give you a few guides to helping you let go and relax, find some ease in this practice. We'll sit in silence, and we'll chant a little bit more to bring our attentive awareness back into our awakened and alive state. So let's chant Lama Cheno. And Lama Cheno means calling in the Lama, the teacher. But really what it means is not calling from something outside of ourselves to come and grant us with his or her presence, but instead calling forth the teacher within each of us as we understand and endeavor to explore ideas. It's our own teacher that explores and finds truth or untruth or stability or instability in every teaching, every Dharma. So, let's begin. Lama Cheno, 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 Lama Ceceno, Lama Cenu, Lama Cenu, 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 Lama Ceceno. Imaho. Joyous, wondrous. Find yourself in your seat, awake and aware, here, now. Find your presence. Find your attentive awareness. I'm here and now, applying my attention to the here and now. Here where everything matters, where life is happening, our experience is happening all around us, within us. In this moment, we are connected to everything. Breathe, relax, center, smile. Befriend yourself, befriend the world. Relax and release all the mental and physical tension. Take a load off. There's no task list here. That's all self-created. So focus on your inhalation and relax with your exhalation. Let go of your habitual neurotic tendencies and preoccupations. Just let go. Let everything come and go like the breath, like the wind, like the waves upon a shoreline. Just let go and let be. There's nirvanic peace in leaving things just as they are. So be at home right now, right here, where you are, where we are, awake and aware, as it is. See through this Buddha nature. See yourself. Be yourself. Padme Hum. Om Mani 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 Padme Hum. By the blessings of the Triple Gem, may the minds and hearts of all beings be attuned to the sublime Dharma. Bless us to move forward on the path of true understanding. May the way be cleared of all impediments. Bless us that the elusive vision may appear in the light of the transcendent wisdom of Buddha. Bless us with the awakening of true love and compassion. May all beings realize perfect enlightenment. Oh my goodness. So how was your meditation? Check in. Check in with yourself. How was that? Was it hard? Kind of harness your attention here and now. Did you find yourself getting sleepy or losing focus and ending up thinking about something? It's normal. It's normal, so don't be nasty to yourself. Don't be judgy. Don't be snarky. Whatever your typical response is, interrupt it. Interrupt it with your attentive awareness. Just checking in. We can do a lot of really meaningful work in hindsight. We just take that moment of attention and focus it without judgment and without being cruel. I'll never get this. I'm stupid. I'm not worth it. This is not worth it. Whatever it is, whatever that dialogue is, you can shine some awareness on that as well. It's like we often say the light of awareness sanctifies everything. So use that light, use that truth, just shining the awareness on what is actually happening and being truthful, not nasty, not judgy, not meant to beat yourself up. It's really in that awareness that we can shift. We can shift ourselves. Yesterday was a particularly challenging day. I went to bed on Friday night with the beginning of a migraine headache, and usually if that happens at night, once I go to sleep and wake up and it's gone. That was not the case. I woke up and it was fierce and very, very present. And I can often lose myself, especially upon awakening like that, when we're, just trying to get up and get going and have things to do, and it's not letting me. So I got a little caught in it and suffer. You suffer when you get caught in it, because you get caught in that emotional response and reaction, and it's unconscious that it happens. So I gave it my attention shifted my attention to nurture and support my body and my physical body, as well as my emotional body, in response to that. So, relaxing, I like ice. Ice is nice, I like to say. So ice pack on my neck or my head or wherever it feels the best. And was able to calm myself enough that I supported myself in bed. Got the pillow just right and passed out. And slept and slept and slept. And slept right through our afternoon meditation. So if you were looking for me yesterday, that's where I was. I think I woke up about 4 o'clock. So, but instead of being responsively nasty and beating myself up for missing the meditation, because I do love the meditation, and I feel I've committed myself to leading it with you each day. So there was a response that started to happen where I was like, beating myself up, but I realized just holding myself in that honored space of I'm having a physical experience that I can either fight and resist against, and it's so much worse, or I can hold and support in another way. And surrender to it in a way that is meaningful. Let it run its course. Let it take care of itself. Let it work itself out. So that reading that I do after our refuge prayer, when we begin, is from teaching from Milarepa, and he says, my body is the holy mandala itself. The holy mandala itself. And remember, the mandala is, kind of the group and cluster of teachings and the path. It's not a linear path, but sort of goes in all directions. So you can be anywhere on that path, and we're not all the same. I'm going to be in a different place on the mandala, and you may be close by, but in a different vantage point. And we understand that where we're at is what we can see. So he says, my body is the holy mandala itself, wherein resides the Buddhas of all times. Right here, we have access to all that wisdom. And that wisdom doesn't lie in a library. It doesn't lie in, a guru or a teacher that's outside of us. We hear from teachers. We read words. But that doesn't mean it's everything. It's your understanding of those words and that concept that you must digest. The Buddha, the awakened one, is within. It's within each of us. It says, with their blessings, I'm freed from all needs and attachments. Attachments are very important for us to see when we sit in this space of open understanding, which is what we cultivate within our meditation, is just to be able to slip into that spot where we're unaffected by our reactions. And one of those reactions is, a lot of those reactions actually, are attachments. And those attachments lead to suffering. And attachments can show up in a lot of different ways. They can show up in the physical form, when we feel threatened, or our most primal survival instincts feel threatened in some way, or the aspects of sickness, old age, and mortality. Those things continually show up and provide us with a lot of opportunities for suffering. And it's all really about attachment, and attachment to the physical form, attachment to our mental forms, all of the things that we are so familiar with and associate with our own being. So we get very close and just focus here on this being. So with the wisdom of that awakened one within us, we can see that everything is interconnected. Everything is impermanent. And attachments lead to suffering. Those are the three Dharma gates. Those are the three things that help us to see, there's learning in everything. There's understanding and the opportunity for understanding in everything that we do. He says, towards the end of it, he says, whatever I do is the play of the Dharma ultimate reality. Whatever I do is the play of the Dharma Dhatu, because we come from that central source. We're all interconnected from that central source. And this is where we get a little bit woo-woo. So if I'm losing you, just roll your eyes a little bit and giggle. So this is where our interconnectedness begins and ends. So just think about scientifically even, that our physical form arises out of all of the elements. All of this arose out of the elements of this greater universe. So, water and matter and energy creates this, right? You can agree with that, right? Comes from something, and when it dies, it comes apart and goes back into, it's kind of the wave that arises from the ocean. It was never apart from the ocean, but it rejoins it in a very fluid way. So the ultimate reality is that, that all-encompassing interconnected source that everything arises from. The flowers, the bugs, the trees, cars, airplanes. Everything arises out of that ultimate source, ultimate reality, Dharma Dhatu. So we are part of that. So when we recognize that, it's source seeing source at play, right? So when we're playing, it's the wave coming from the ocean of ultimate reality. So there's that interconnectedness that we must realize. And we say that this is non-dual. It's important to understand that these are not two things. This is not ultimate reality and relative reality, or relative Ronn. This is not separate from this. This is within or comes from this. So there's not two, there's one, and there's this relative projection of ultimate reality, which is the experience of my human form, your human form. So it's important to understand that within all of that ultimate reality, that we're having an experience, that this human form is having the experience of this interconnected reality. It's important to understand that. And that experience kind of just happens. When bad stuff happens, it's just bad stuff happening. It's not because we earned it. That's really important to understand. Our reactions, however, are our own. So you have two kinds of reactions. You have an unconscious reaction and a conscious, awakened reaction. And we're really retraining, reconditioning ourselves to have an awakened reaction, an awareness reaction, rather than an unconscious and habitual reaction that is typically based in that suffering state of attachment. So that reaction that is very self-centered and feels very separate from that which is ultimate. But when we take that breath and sort of take that step back from that emotional body, we can see that the emotional body is just really reaction, the human reaction to the experience that is ongoing. The relative experience is always changing, and that feels uncomfortable. this gets older and starts to hurt and starts to come apart, and that feels scary at times. So we have to really just hold in honor and support ourselves in that process, knowing that it is part of our experience. It's part of it. The wave comes up and is fierce and very visible, and then fades and rejoins in a very fluid way, arising and settling, arising and settling, much like what's happening here. And we understand that that's uncomfortable. So much like my headache yesterday, you can shift the experience. You can shift that experience to one of compassion and wisdom. Remember, the compassion and wisdom wings, always working together, never apart, always together. It's a part of my experience yesterday with the headache, sleeping half the day. I didn't get my early walk in. I've been walking. I started walking again after I took a month off with my arm surgery, and I've been really missing my walks. So I started again this week, and I've been, pardon me, walking 3 miles a day. And I was sitting there last night, and I planned it out because I thought, well, if I'll go a little later. I'll go at 7:30 before it's sunset and it's cooled down a little bit. And so I went on my walk, and I was about halfway through it, and I was physically tired. After having a headache experience like that, I'm often, just taxed. So I was really about halfway through and walking, and there was a group of young men on a deck, kind of in a very long backyard. I was on a sidewalk, sort of on the street behind, and there's a very long backyard. Not, close enough to really interact, but one of the men that was there was clearly, I call it holding court. He was standing, the others were sitting, and he was, entertaining or whatever. And I could see in my side eye that he, turned and saw me. And as he did, he screamed out, "You old effing dinosaur," which was mean. It was mean and not close enough. It was clear to me that he was trying to be entertaining to his audience. It really, I caught myself in the moment and thought, that's not for me, nor is it about me. And I took a deep breath and kept moving. I've had several thoughts about it since, but the old me would have reacted and probably gotten into a verbal scuffle. And this was about really holding myself in honor and knowing that there was a bit of a reaction going on and the need to squash that. But in compassion and wisdom, I could see that it was not about me. The headache is not about me. This big experience that can be crappy some days, neutral other days, and just delightful on others, really just has to do with our own reactions and catching those reactions. When I can catch the reaction that is, based in negativity, I can also shift that. I don't have to be committed to sticking with that negative thing. I often get stuck thinking we should be committed. If someone did something to piss me off, that I need to commit to being pissed off about it. I can tell you, you're the only one that's going to be pissed off about it, and that there's no karmic outcome that we desire from committing to that negative thought process. So let it go, let it be. Your body is the holy mandala itself. See the compassion, see the wisdom in everything that you are doing and experiencing. You're handed the experience. The reaction is yours. So let's close our meditation today with the 4 dharmas of Gampopa and Longchenpa, followed by the prayer for 10 accomplishments and our bodhicitta dedication. I had to remind myself. Bless and empower us that our minds and hearts turn toward the Dharma. Bless and empower us that our Dharma practice becomes the path. Bless and empower us that the path truly dispels confusion. Bless and empower us that that confusion itself dawns as primordial awareness. May we realize true sincerity and integrity, inner purity of mind, dispassionate equanimity toward all we see, right understanding of this dreamlike world and the next, loving compassion toward others and the genuine intention to be helpful in alleviating suffering and confusion. May we directly perceive the truths of impermanence, mortality, and interconnectedness. Relinquish wandering thoughts and rampant desires. Accomplish freedom of mind and clarity of spirit, remembering with gratitude those who have gone before and shown the way, and vow to reach together full and complete enlightenment. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. Body, speech, and mind directed toward awakening and for the benefit of every single being without exception. Thanks for sitting today. Have a great experience. Let it be your reaction and not just an unconscious response that guides you through the rest of your day. I'll be back, barring any headaches, tomorrow at 2:30. Have a great week. I'll see you each and every day.